Hi, Jenny Lynn here. We're going to have some fun with playing with stencils, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to achieve the most gorgeous, perfect, flawless stencil application. This seems to be quite intimidating for a lot of people, but I want to show you that it's really easy and straightforward to do, so nothing to be intimidated about. I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks here. So I painted my base with ash, which is a charcoal color in the Fusion Mineral Paint line, and I'm going to go ahead and use this gorgeous stencil with my champagne color. Champagne is a really pretty off-white, and I'm really going for a contrasting look here. I really want my stencil to stand out a lot, so I'm using very contrasting colors. So I'm going to go ahead, put a little bit of paint on my brush. The key here is to offload your brush. So what does that mean exactly? That means try and get as much of the paint off of your brush as possible. You want very, very little. The biggest mistake that people often make is they have too much paint on their brush, which means that it can sit and then seep underneath your stencil design, which will give you not the nicest, most pristine looking stencil. So you really want to get as much of it out as possible. You can do a little swirling motion if you like. Really quite easy. And keep in mind you can do multiple colors and multiple layers, but if this is your first time stenciling, hold down the stencil in place firmly. There are little tricks such as a stenciling adhesive that you could use if you wanted to. And that's basically like a spray-on adhesive glue, which is maybe not the most eco-friendly product to use, but it certainly can help you, especially if it's your first time doing a stencil. It can absolutely help you from using a little bit too much paint and having it seep through. So you can see I did almost more than half the stencil with the one touch into the brush. It's going to offload. Hold that stencil down firmly. Now if I was going to do multiple colors here, I may want to pick an angle where I think the light's going to come from, and I could do, say, a drop shadow technique. I'll post another video later on how to do that technique. For this one here, I'm quite happy with the opacity that I'm getting. I don't want it to be too thick. I want to have like a nice worn look to it. So there we go. And I am going to gently lift my stencil. You're going to want to lift it straight up just in case you did get any paint underneath it. You don't want to drag it away. And there we go. So all we're going to do is slowly lift. And there we have it. Very easy and very quick to use a stencil. I want you to have fun. We've got over 20 different stencils in the line. Show us what you can do.